Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard, helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Well, if you're looking for something exciting to do on Saturday and you're of the female brigade, well then Matamata Fishing Club's holding a Naughty Girls competition on Saturday. You've only got Thursday and Friday to get in the draw for that or get a ticket for it, so come and see us at Sports World here and have a lot of fun on Saturday. Now, let's go have a look at the trout fishing around the place for you. Well, I tell you what, there's some great stories coming in, and I'm so rapt at the amount of people now that are starting to enjoy the local trout fishing around the place. I know I've been hammering it for years in my reports in the paper and on this program, and you know, but there's just so much to be had around this beautiful region of ours here as far as fishing goes. You don't have to traipse off to the sea. All the rivers and streams around here, basically, 90% of them have got trout in them. Now that's great because you can take your kids out, your grandchildren, get out there yourself, take your wife or whoever out and just enjoy it. Now I've had some great stories coming in. The boys down at, the Collins boys down at Matamata Automotive down there, they've been coming in and saying they've been getting some beautiful trout. Now they've been up McLaren's Falls area. Now that's an area just over the Kaimais, of course, and they've been getting some beauties, up to £7 in fact. Now those are beautiful fish, so why wouldn't you go out and have a crack at that? So on the weekend, if you get a chance, grab yourself some little spinners, if you haven't got a rod and reel, gosh, they're not expensive, about $50 and you're away. And you can go out and have some great fun in these little streams and rivers around the district. No rain forecast for the weekend, unfortunately, for the farming fraternity out there. So the rivers are going to be low and clear and really fish well over the weekend. In the Rotorua region, talking to Glenn Skinner down there, he's really wrapped with the way the lakes are fishing at the moment. Tararua particularly is fishing well, and the good old Okataina. Now there's some beautiful trout coming over there at the moment in the jigging, and believe it or not, because of these early sort of coolish mornings now, the early morning harling's been going really well, so they've been getting some lovely fish down there. Last week, Glenn, on Rotowiti it was, they got one around about £9 and lost another good one. So there's some good fish coming in up around the double figure mark. So if you get a chance, jigging on Rotowiti and Tararua would be the ticket for the weekend. If you want a nice relaxing trolling, then Lake Rotorua itself is performing well, particularly over by the airport, and from the airport down to in front of the big marae that's there and down in front of the Ohau Channel. That sort of strip down there on the edge of the weed bank, some nice fish coming in. In the Taupo region, Ken Duncan, who's a local fishing guru down there, tells me that the little old Waitanui is producing some lovely trout at the moment. Bit of a fresh run gone in there. And there's some nice sized fish in the evening at the change of light seems to be the ticket. Some really, really nice fly fishing with a little dry fly, imitative patterns and that sort of thing. And on the good old Tongariro, he said the day fishing at the moment with the little weighted nymphs is producing some lovely fish. On the sea fishing front, Raglan and Carfair, gee, the snapper fishing is really coming on well out there at the moment. I'm talking to Dwayne Pinney. He's been fishing in about 60 metres out off Albatross Point. Now they've been getting some lovely snapper, a lot of them up in the double figure mark. From what I mean by that is £10 plus. Now those are beautiful snapper, and you see the condition of them is excellent. Also out there at the moment there's quite a few game fish around still, so if you're heading out, now they're seeing these marlin and hooking them up in as shallow as 45 metres of water, so you don't have to go out very far. So obviously if you're heading out to the snapper fishing in 60 metres, put a lure out the back and troll for those marlin as well, because there is some good ones out there. There's albacore as well, and quite a few mahi-mahi out there. In the Coromandel region, I'm excited this weekend about the tides. It's new moon on Friday, so that is big tides, real big tides, and the west coast are up to 3.7 metres. Now what that's going to give you, a lot of tide run in some of those close farms up in the Coromandel region. Tekuma, those first farms just around the corner from the boat ramp, they all have quite a lot of tide run through them. Now you've got excellent tides as well. You've got high tide in the morning about 8:30, so you can drag yourself up there real early, fish that change of tide, and then the outgoing, and then the afternoon is one I really like. If you got time in the evening, around about 3 o'clock, quarter to 3, low tide in the afternoon. So you've got high tide around about 9 o'clock. So you've got that evening tide, big tide, a rising tide, change of light. All those combine to make a really good evening fish opportunity there, I think, for some big snapper. Same over the Mercury Bay region and around Motiti and Mare Island, those sort of places on the east coast. They're going to be ideal as well for an evening stray line. Motiti and Mare have been a little bit hard, but in the evening at the change of light, if you're burly up enough, Vaughan Mitchell, my partner in the boat, good ship Leander, he went out to Motiti the other day and they fished in the evening at the change of light off the knoll in shallow water, only about 8 or 9 metres of water. They got some beautiful snapper. So not huge, but the condition of them was great and nice size. But once again, those tides, get out there in the afternoon about 3 o'clock, start burling up. You've got that turn of the tide and then the incoming tide coming into that change of light. Should be an absolute beauty. Out round the back of Mare Island too, there's 2 or 3 marlin caught the other day. So if you go out there, put a lure out anything from about the pins or penguin shoals outwards, which should be ideal. Now, if you'd like to win a new reel from Kilwell, well, why wouldn't you? Those bait runners they've got up for grabs are absolutely fantastic. So if you want to get in the draw for that, give us a call on 0508 64 7462. That number again, 0508 64 7462. This has been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekends fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.